Very good morning to all of you. Thanks for making time to be here. I think during this difficult time, I hope all of you are coping well, staying healthy, and keeping safe. Yeah. My name is Amos. I'm from Starhub Enterprise Marketing. Today, I would like to share 3 things that I observed about business during this circuit breaker period. The first thing that I observe, right, is the speed of digital adoption. I think we always say that digital technologies, right, are enablers for business transformation. But during circuit breaker period, right, digital technology becomes a survival kit for business continuity. We need to use digital solution, right, to stay contactable with our customers, do a sales pitch, transact a sales, and provide customer support. And the speed we speed up those digital technologies are astonishing fast. Take conferencing app, for example. In the last 30 days, how many conferencing apps have you used? How many? Yeah. So in my case, right, I have used Skype, WebEx, Google Meet, Zoom, and today I'm using GoToWebinar and Microsoft Teams. So altogether, I use 6. So previously, we always say that digital is important, but it's not a priority for my business. But today, all that resistance of adopting digital, right, just fell apart. And congratulations to many of you, and I think to all of you actually. I think we are all very fast. We pick up digital very fast. It shows that actually we have very good appetite to adopt digital. All we need is just a very good reason to do so. The second thing I observed during this circuit breaker period, right, this restriction, right, it has revealed gaps in our business operations, even in Starhub, especially in the area of BCP, business continuity planning. I mean, overnight, right? Look at it. Yeah, suddenly all the bubble tea were wiped out island-wide after the government actually enhanced the circuit breaker measures. How come this bubble tea business, I mean, we ask ourselves, how come this bubble tea business don't have BCP in place? Yeah, it's not just bubble tea, I believe, but a lot of other businesses are also impacted by the measures. So the key question that we need to ask ourselves, is your business BCP ready? And what are you doing today to make it more ready? Yeah. And the third thing I observe, right, is that around me, right, there are many people who are talking about the new normals, right, after this pandemic. Yeah, people are asking, will work from home become a norm, or will we go back to team A and team B? Will non-essential business still be able to operate as before? There are a lot of articles written about it, and today I'd like to share one which I find it very good. It's written by Jean Deloche, and you can find it in the NACD website. Can I have the slide? Yeah. So it talks about the five forward-looking trends. The first one, it says that workplace design will be reimagined. Yeah, increasing employee flexibility through virtual work experience. Yeah. So I think the question we need to ask ourselves, right? By the way, you can find this website. The link is below. You can search for it. So on the first point about workplace design will be reimagined. I think the question we need to ask ourselves, whether a lot of activities that we do today in our business, like, can we transit it into a virtual setting? Do we really need to bring everybody into the same building to work every day? And how can we make the workforce more flexible? And on the second point, business model will need to adjust to post-pandemic customer and consumer behavior. I believe this pandemic, right, will really alter your customers' behavior and preferences. Think about home delivery. Think about people becoming more environmental conscious. Think about people becoming more hygiene conscious. Think about less dining out and more home cooked food. How will all these changes, right, impact your product and services? I think this is an important question we need to think. Yeah. And the third point, right, past decision to build tight coupling and complexity into supply chain will be revisited. I think during COVID, right, supply chain were disrupted. We were all caught surprise, right? I mean, today, if you order something from Taobao or even from Decathlon, the waiting time is so much longer. Yeah, and if the operators, right, if your suppliers are operating out from China, the disruption is even greater. So how will this influence your decision on choosing supplier in the future? On the fourth point, a corporate culture founded on trust will prove vital to a company resiliency and ability to pivot in the face of challenging market. Actually, this is the point that I love the best, because I really believe that trust among colleagues, among the organization is the foundation, because trust builds strong communication, and strong communication builds engagement. And engagement allows the organization to continue to execute their strategy and plan. Yeah. Lastly, organizations that advance their digital maturity and ensure the hygiene of technology enabling their work environment will be more successful. We already see how important digital is in business continuity. In the article, it actually encourages organizers not to delay any digital projects and not to stop investing in digital. Thus, when we are planning for business continuity, we need to think about what kind of digital solution we can adopt to drive the change. And with 5G coming, right, the adoption of digital will become even more prevalent as the application become richer, more user-friendly, and more intuitive. In closing, I would like to leave you with this article for you to ponder over the 5 trends. One thing to take away is business won't be BAU after this pandemic, and BCP will become essential in your business operations. And we need to think about how to use digital to drive the change. With that, I would like to invite my colleague, Mark Ambert, who is a subject matter expert in Convert Solution, to share more about a digital tool that can help you run your business. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you very much, Amos. Good morning, everyone, and thank you once again for being here with us this morning. I hope you and your families are safe and healthy. Before I start, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. We'd love to hear your questions. So during the presentation, please don't hesitate to put questions into the chat window, and we'll address them at the end. Again, my name is Mark Amberg. I'm Associate Director of Product Management within Starhub's Enterprise Business Group. I think Amos created a great framework for us to think about the goals we would like to have and achieve during the course of this circuit breaker and beyond. As I look around me, I'm heartened to see so many companies ready to switch to swiftly address this uncertainty. However, I'm seeing 2 reactions, and they aren't equal. Broadly, I see a work from home continuity plans falling into 2 categories. First is the makeshift work from home arrangements that are being delivered by customers who are in businesses that are looking at just a tiding over this COVID-19 experience. Just getting the basics in place to get us through the crisis and then come out the end. The second group are those that realize that COVID-19 pathogen and the way it's impacting our economy will change the way we do business. It's effectively going to change the game from playing chess to potentially playing checkers. We realize that the past will not be returned to. There was already a move into a more digital workspace and a digital engagement with our customers. This will only be accelerated by the impacts of the COVID-19 pathogen and the lockdowns and the restrictions of movement and business that will be affecting us for the next 12 to 18 months until a vaccine is in place in order to allow us to get full free movement again. So these 2 different thinkings result in very different levels of customer experience. So let's take a step back and again, look at the current economy, the current situation. Clearly, our economy is taking a hit, as these are all economies around the world. The COVID-19, the only way we can address COVID-19 today is to do activities like the circuit breaker, like restricted access to work, Team A, Team B models, all of which make engaging our customers and supporting our customers more difficult. The Ministry of Trade and Industry, let me see if I can bring up my pointer here. The Ministry of Trade and Industry has indicated that we're looking at only about 1.5% a growth in our economy this year at best. We may even see a small recession come out before the year comes out. And then as we go through this COVID-19 challenge, the question will be, how will the economy recover after we come out? After this circuit breaker releases, will we see a V-shaped result or a more gradual recovery coming in place? Will we need multiple circuit breakers, which the Ministry of Health has indicated might be required, and in which case we'll see step up and step down of the economy as the circuit breaker locks things down and then re-releases so we can go back to work? So this all means a lot of uncertainty for our customers and our own businesses. How do we manage this? So how do we respond to this volatility? Okay, so to do this, we need to look at and return to the basic principles of good business. We need to focus on revenue, protecting our margins, and to do that, the best place to start is protect your existing customer base. One of the big challenges we have today is securing that base because our modes of communication with them may be broken because of the work from home arrangements that are required. How do we maintain that customer loyalty during this period? If we lose that loyalty, if we lose the ability to engage them in ways they're comfortable with, in ways they're confident and secure with, we may lose that loyalty and as a result, may lose customers and have defection. However, if we can address these concerns, if we can provide a seamless, secure communication for our customers to continue to operate with us, to communicate and work with us, then we can reinforce that relationship we have with them and not only secure them, but open up the possibility of engaging other customers that aren't our traditional customers and expand our base and grow our businesses. We can also increase the revenues by enhancing customer service, by improving how we engage those customers to make it at least as good as it was prior to the circuit breaker and potentially make it even better and more effective than anything you've done before. So this all requires a focus on quality of business continuity. First thing you need to look at is resilience. You need to make sure that your services continue to be delivered. If there's some delays, customers will accept that during these circuit breaker periods, but you still need to find a way to deliver in a reliable, secure fashion, and which means getting multiple pipelines of resources in if that's what you need, and multiple ways of engaging and supporting those customers. You need a high service level. When a customer calls, you want to provide them with a quick, efficient way of engaging you. That on their call, you can answer quickly, you can respond to their questions, you can solve their problems quickly and effectively so they are happy and delighted with your service. But more importantly than just doing that on one call, you have to do it consistently on every call. That means all of your associates that receive calls from outside need to be able to handle and support those customers effectively and efficiently, which is very difficult. They don't all know everything about your business. So how do they communicate and provide those answers effectively if it's outside of their area of expertise? Which means you need to provide a fast and low friction experience for your customers. They don't want that associate who doesn't know to pass them, hey, can you call this other number? Or I'm going to transfer you, so that they have to repeat the whole questions again. You want to make a smooth and simple experience for those customers so that they know you build confidence with them and your services. And finally, safety and security. You want your customers to feel confident that when they're calling your number, they're talking to you, not someone else. That's quite straightforward, but what about the outbound calls when your people need to call that customer back? They want to see the same number as they called. They want to see your business line, not a personal number of that associate who's forced to use it because he's working from home. So all of these challenges are not simple. They're not easy to address all of these during normal times, much more difficult when in a work from home environment as we have today. However, they all can be addressed with the right technological tools. So if you can address all these things, what's the gain for you? Even in these difficult times, one, you improve customer loyalty. You can which will reduce your churn. That lowers your cost of operation because you have that reliable base that continues to work with you, and it opens up the ability to acquire new customers, which allows you to get lower cost customer acquisition, which gives you more predictable sales cycles, which protects your margins, allows you to figure out your financial requirements so that you can invest in your business as it goes forwards. All this increases revenue, maximizes new opportunities, consolidates the lead over your competitors that aren't staying digitally active, they aren't making adjustments in how they do business and just trying to ride out this storm. And it allows you to expand into new business areas that you haven't worked with before. So at this point, I'd like to go back to a McKinsey study. So McKinsey stresses the importance of having a through cycle mindset, that in difficult times, you need to think about what outcomes do you want to have? Where do you think the economy is going to be? Where do you think the business model and the business strategies need to be after that the crisis is passed to allow you to move aggressively forward once the difficult time is through? And you need to build processes and employ services and functions today that will carry you through, that dovetail into that future. And they did a study, McKinsey did a study on the 2007-2008 recession, and they found that customers and businesses that looked at short-term focus, they made cuts, they focused on riding out the storm, they survived, but they didn't do as effectively as those that focused on the future and invested to build and change their business model to drive forward into the post-crisis era. Those that invested in the future, those that had that through cycle mindset, were found to have, out of the recovery, give a 20 percentage point higher return to their investors than those that didn't, that locked down to survive the storm. Not only did they do well in the first year, 8 years into post-recession, those same companies had a cumulative 150% increase in return on to their investors than those that didn't invest. So it's very important to look to the future, figure out where it has to be, what changes you can make to survive the crisis and grow your business in time of crisis, and allow you to take off and really engage and grow your business post-crisis. So Starhub, how can Starhub help you to meet these requirements? How can we help you align with the digital future and create a better customer experience that will help you shore up those customers, improve the loyalty that they have with you, and prime for new revenue streams? We have several, but one that we want to talk to you today about is Smart UC Mobile. Smart UC Mobile is an integrated cloud-based office phone system that enables organizations to make and receive calls from desk phones and mobile devices. You can think of it as having the ability to take your desk phone and carry it with you inside your mobile phone. With Smart UC, calls to and from your office number are delivered over the internet via a handset or laptop that the employee has our app on, wherever that employee is. All the employee has to do is download the app. The app will receive the calls, and it routes to their mobile phone or their PC. And they can also make calls, and the calls will be routed out via your fixed line number. So your customers see your fixed line number, not your employee's personal phone number. Let me show you some of the features. So it provides a frictionless customer experience. The way your customers engaged you before will be consistent even during this COVID-19 lockdown period. Even with your employees working from home, they can support your customers in the same way, with the same quality and efficiency as they did before, potentially better. You can reduce the risk of fraud. Customers, with all this toll fraud going on, are concerned about inbound calls from numbers they don't know. If they receive call from you through Smart UC Mobile, the call is coming in to those customers from a number that they're familiar with, the number they've saved on their mobile or they saved in their phone. So they are comfortable and confident in who they're speaking with. You can set it up that for new inbound calls, that you never miss a call, because you can set up a hunt group to have up to 6 different people tied to that hunt group. And the hunt group will go through the 6 numbers to find the next available line to deliver that call to. So you do not miss calls because they're reaching a party, which improves response time. In addition to improving response time, you have the ability, the agent has the ability, or associate that receives that call, to pull in the resources of their other colleagues to answer questions and queries from the caller. They can do that through an instant message, by private instant messaging within your company, or conference in an expert to help answer and address the customer's query. And should the customer call outside of office hours or during a peak call period when all your lines are busy, they can still leave a voice message. That voice message will be delivered as an email to the agent who's associated with that telephone number's email inbox. And so they see the calling party number and be able to hear their message so they can respond quickly and effectively. You can also record calls. Should you have a line like a support line, you want to be able to record what the person says is their problem so that when it does get escalated afterwards to a technician, the technician can play back that call and go, this is what they're describing. Now I fully understand, and be more effective in supporting that individual. And even after the circuit breaker is released and your employees can come back to the office, they can bring that mobile line, that line back with them. They can continue to run it on their laptop, or they can upgrade to a converged package, which allows them to have a fixed line phone on their desk, be it analog, or there's an optional IP phone, so they can have the benefit of having that convenient phone on their desk. Those options are all available to them. So they get secure communication, quick response time, best possible customer experience, even during a circuit breaker period. So let's walk through a couple of use cases. The first one is around real estate. So real estate is an incredibly competitive space. Lots of real estate companies out there all vying for the ability to sell or lease out space for you and to end customers. It's very important that when customers try to reach you at that number, that they get the seamless user experience as they had prior to the circuit breaker. Otherwise, they'll call someone else or they engage someone else. With the new normal in the circuit breaker, how does a real estate company address this problem? How do they keep those communications open even when their employees are working from home? Again, we leverage Smart UC Mobile. With mobile twinning, your users can leverage Smart UC and have their calls delivered to their mobile phone, or home fixed line phone. Either way can be done, so that they get a crisp, clear call every time from the number that the person called, which is your office number. They can also download it and receive it over the internet to their app on their phone, their app on their laptop, so they don't have to tie up their mobile line at all. Return calls are done the same way. You call out through the app. The app can go over the internet with a voice over IP. If the user is having problems with their quality of their internet connection, they can do it as a callback, and the system will call them back at the mobile line or fixed line that they want, and then set up the call out to the end customer. So you again have a seamless experience, high voice quality, and a good customer experience that drives loyalty. You can use instant messaging. So when that call comes in and someone's looking for an apartment in Tampines, that agent can go and query their colleagues, hey, do you have any apartments that meet these requirements in Tampines, through an instant message privately, and be able to respond very quickly and efficiently and accurately to the customer on what the requirements are. And the customer is delighted, this person really knows all the real estate market well, knows everything that's going on, and you build that customer loyalty again. No lost opportunities, because for new fresh calls that come in, you can run it through a hunt group, 1-800 toll-free number or a fixed line number for your business, and it'll hop through up to 6 agents until it finds the first available agent so that you don't miss those calls. And again, it's very easy to install. You don't have to have your agents come into the office to set this up. They can just download an app onto their laptop or their mobile phone, or both, and start operating very, very quickly. A second use case I'd like to quickly go over is around financial services. Challenges, again, financial service, incredibly competitive market, and very complex services that are being offered. Insurance packages and investment packages and things, very, very complex. So very confusing, and because it's people's money, they're very concerned about fraud, very concerned about risk. So you need to be able to address customers effectively. So there's 3 different categories. You've got your new customers. They're calling in, they've got lots of options. If you can't answer them quickly and efficiently and address their needs and interests, they'll just call somebody else. For existing customers, there's both inbound and outbound. When they call in, they want to talk to their customer executive who supported them before. They don't want to talk to some random one that they've got to explain everything to. Or if there's an outbound call, they want to see your number, your company's number or the executive's number that they've dealt with, not again some private number or mobile number that they've never seen before. Because of concerns of fraud, they're very concerned and wary of any call that comes in that is a number that they don't know. So how can Smart UC help? Again, mobile twinning, the number that they have at their desk, the number they have on their mobile phone can be your office number. So when the calls come in, they don't miss any calls and they get a great customer experience. There's ability for leave a voicemail. If that agent is busy with someone else or it's out of office hours, that call can go to voicemail and the agent still gets all the information of the caller, who called, when they called, can listen to their voicemail out of their email and be able to respond effectively to them. Because they're very complex packages, they may need to pull in an expert that it can explain the details. They can easily and quickly conference in a third party, one of their colleagues, or even someone external to join the call to help that customer understand the package that's being offered or address their query. All this ensures a seamless experience for the customer, quick action, quick results, and delights the customer. So you don't lose any opportunities and they get a great experience. Again, very easy to install. Your employees don't have to come back to the office. It's just an app download. And we're telco agnostic. We can deliver those calls to over any internet line and any mobile device. Although, of course, we'd love it if you did it with Starhub. Okay. So finally, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Charlie Chan, our Chief of the Enterprise Business Group. He said, for continuation of business in times of emergency, companies may need to arrange for their employees to work remotely. Seamless communication is therefore essential to ensure that minimal disruption to business operations. We hope our small gesture will help SME customers to manage business risks and maintain continued operations in view of the current development. The small effort that we're providing is we're offering you and all SMEs in Singapore opportunity to use Smart UC mobile app for free until September 20th of this year. This will allow them to get through the circuit breaker period and the subsequent periods that come after. We're probably not going to go straight to work and everything's back to normal. We're more likely going to go to like an A-B structure. Half of your employees are in the office, other have to work from home, and they either swap or they stay in that kind of configuration. So to continue to support those people. And the capabilities and the interactions and support that Smart UC provides will help your business not only through this COVID-19 crisis period, but well beyond to be able to allow you to accelerate your business forward in the coming years. To take advantage of this offer, please call 1-800-888-8888 or visit www.starhub.com/free-smartuc, or you can use this QR code to take you straight to the site. So I believe we still have some time left. Are there any questions that we could answer?
Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I think there were some questions. Maybe I read it out and then you can take a look.
That would be great.
Okay, actually the first question was for me. May I ask what were the three points that Amos mentioned earlier? So we were talking, I was saying about the 3 points. The first one is the speed of digital adoption was very fast during this COVID period. We see a lot of people using digital to run their business. Number 2, I was saying that BCP is essential. Even after post-pandemic, we need to really think about how to get our business to be BCP ready. And number 3, I talk about the new norms that the 5 points in the website that I shared. And the last point was of the new norm out of the 5, right? The last one was about digital. And if you want to do your BCP planning, you need to use digital solution to drive the change. So yeah, let's look at the other questions. Okay, Mark, which type of businesses do you typically see using Smart UC Mobile?
Good question. Actually, we see businesses from all sizes using Smart UC and Smart UC Mobile, from small SMBs to very large companies with thousands of associates and thousands of lines with us. The early adopters of Smart UC were those that wanted to provide mobility for their sales staff and their support staff that are outside of the office. So they would have Smart UC fixed and Smart UC converged in the office, and the mobility guys got the Smart UC mobile. But now many of them are going, hey, can I move? Those that are converged already have the mobile, are allowing them to work from home without any difficulty. And those that have fixed, many are asking for an upgrade to converged or a switch to Smart UC mobile so that they can work effectively from home. So we're seeing it from all sectors, from logistics to finance companies to real estate, the entire gambit. Everyone needs a fixed line. Every business needs a fixed line to effectively communicate with their customers, and Smart UC supports those customers across the board.
Yeah, it's a very adaptable, very flexible solutions to be used across business. Okay, the next question. There's this concern about how long does it take, right, to implement, and do we need access to the office to implement Smart UC Mobile?
Okay, another good question. So Smart UC Mobile can be set up in 3 days. Doesn't need to have anything done on site. If you're taking new numbers, we can set you up, send emails to the accounts that are taking it, and they can download the app and get going within about 3 days. If you need to port your numbers in from another carrier, that will take about 5 days, 5 to 7 days, because there's a 5-day window for number porting to be done. If you're running on a PBX, and you want to port to Smart UC, we can port that out, just port the numbers across to us, and we get you up on Smart UC Mobile, again, very quickly. If you're porting the numbers across from a third-party carrier, again, it will take the 5 days. If you have a PBX and you want to support that PBX with Smart UC Mobile, we can, to get mobility for your users, we can do that. Port your numbers for your PBX across to our SIP trunking service, and then we can pull out numbers from your pool and provide Smart UC Mobile over those. So you still have your PBX, the benefits of that PBX, but your users that need to work from home can leverage off of Smart UC Mobile to support their needs.
Yeah. So anyway, if any one of you are interested in how to get it, right, I think there's a link in the slide. I think you can call us. We can provide you with some answers to how you can implement Smart UC Mobile. We can have a more detailed discussion. Okay, the next question is, what are the prerequisites to get Smart UC Mobile? Are there any?
It's very easy to get into. If you're starting from new, if you're willing to take new numbers, no prerequisites. We just need to get you signed up and get the contract across to you, signed in, and then I think it's again about 3 days setup time, and you'll get the email with the service. It's when you're getting involved in number porting, supporting on your PBX, it's a little bit more involved, but we can definitely support you on that, and it just takes a few more days to get you set up.
Okay. The next question is about the pricing. What is the costing structure? Is it per number or by usage?
Okay, it is per number. So there's a monthly recurring charge per number, and then there's also a usage component. So it's a very small usage component for local calling. Inbound calls are free. Outbound calls are charged depending on daytime and nighttime rate, but it's very modest. International calls, of course, are charged a different rate. But if you're doing a lot of international calling, give us your top 10 countries that you call to, we can try to put together a good package for you for those international dialed calls.
Wow, that sounds really great. Yeah, I think the top 10 IDD destination package will do good for a lot of business. Yeah. Okay, this question I think you already answered about Smart UC Mobile work together with my existing PABX. It does, right, through SIP trunking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So a big problem with, we can support your numbers without Smart UC if the customer is your users are taking new numbers. But normally with a PBX, you've got an ISDN or a SIP trunk going into it, which are generally provided in blocks of 10 numbers. So you can't strip out one number here and one number there and put it out. But if you shift that trunk over to Starhub, to our SIP trunking service, then we can pull those numbers out and provide your range numbers you want on the PBX tied to the PBX, and then pull out those individual numbers that need to go to Smart UC Mobile to support the Smart UC Mobile service. If your PBX doesn't support SIP, say it supports ISDN, we can put a gateway in between that'll convert from SIP to ISDN, and then still support you. It just needs, that would, of course, because it's a connection on-prem to your PBX, that does require access to your office.
Okay, I think the next question is a good one. You talk about management of the service. How can management benefit in terms of overall overview or call, example, sales, customer service, etc.? Are there reports that can be generated?
Okay, so we don't have reports today off the service. So the service we can provide you, you have your call history, you can check what the call usage is. It can be integrated with a CRM service. We can work with you on, if you want to tie it in with a CRM, to do a professional services engagement to tie it in a CRM, say salesforce.com. That way you have inside Salesforce a tracking of which calls came in, with assignment between the called number and or the calling number and the account that you're working with.
Okay. Okay, I think the next two questions are quite related. It says, do you need a physical phone? If we are having fiber installation with Singtel, can we still use Smart UC? Then the next one is this service applicable for non-Starhub business account holders?
Okay,
so just now you're talking about telco and nothing.
Yes, very good. So you don't need a physical phone because it's Smart UC Mobile. You can run it on an app, you can run it on your laptop, you can run it on your mobile device, right? So don't need a physical phone, can be completely done as a digital service on apps and laptop. As far as fiber integration, because it's going over internet, it can go over anyone's fiber. If you do have voice quality issues, if you're on a service that has poor quality, or you've got a lot of people working from home, some of the internet connections get very congested, especially with all the students doing video calls and such. There's a lot of congestion on those consumer circuits. You may have poor voice quality. You have the ability to drive the call as a callback. So it doesn't cost the associate any money because the inbound call and the callback can go to, again, to their mobile device or a fixed phone in their home so that they get those calls in, and that with that, they get good voice quality and can provide the connection and the support to them. You have to become a Starhub business customer. You have to sign up with Starhub to get this service as a business customer, but it doesn't mean you have to terminate your services with other service providers.
Correct, yeah. What is the subscription cost for Smart UC Mobile after 1st September?
So the monthly recurring charge is just $12 per month plus the usage for the Smart UC Mobile service.
Okay, so the last question I see on the list is, do I go through my SI or directly with Starhub for these features?
Okay, so
I think
go ahead.
I think today you can call the number that's on the screen, 1-800-888 and 8888, or you can visit the link, or you can scan the QR code, right? Yeah, and today the Smart UC Mobile is offered as free service until 1st September. Yeah,
that's correct.
Mark, do you want to add on?
Sure, the only thing to add on, if you're integrating to a PBX, so we're connecting to our SIP trunk to your PBX, then we'll need your SI for your PBX to work with us to do the integration to your PBX, so your PBX can pick up the numbers and do the adjustment. But beyond that, the rest of the service is Starhub's. If you decide, if you get an old PBX and you don't want to necessarily invest any more into it, you can retire that PBX, move all your numbers to us, and we could support you on the Smart UC platform as a cloud PBX service, and then provide you fixed phones for in the office and provide the mobile service through Smart UC Mobile for the remote people. And if they're moving back and forth, they're both in the office and outside the office, they can be kind of converged. So at their desk, they have a fixed line phone or an IP phone, and then remotely they have they can go off of the app. And by the way, it's a full end-to-end service. Even the IP phone is a leased service from Starhub, so that you don't have to worry about that phone. There's no CapEx investment. It's just an OpEx model. If something goes wrong with that phone, we'll come in and fix it and repair it for you.
Okay, I think a last question just came in. Is there a free trial period? Currently it's right free, now, right? Yeah.
Up until September 1st, you're very welcome. And we want you not only to trial it, but to use it to help you get through this COVID-19 period and the crisis and the challenges that the circuit breaker and the post-circuit breaker, when we're again probably going to be running an A/B model, only half of your people will be in the office. Smart UC Mobile will help you get through that.
Yeah. Okay, I think we almost come to the end of this webinar.
There's one more question.
Oh, just came in, is it?
Yes, just now.
What is the procedure if I choose to discontinue, or what will happen? I believe it is trying to say after 1st September, they decided not to carry on with the service, right? Yeah.
Yes. So if you choose not to carry on with the service, you can terminate. There's no early termination charge.
Yeah. So, there are still more questions coming in, but I think our time is almost up because, yeah. So I think what we'll do is we will collate all these questions that we couldn't answer them. Then we will reply them one by one to the person who posed the questions after this webinar. For now, right, really, I think take the opportunity. Yeah, seize the opportunity. It's free until Smart UC Mobile is free until 1st September. It's a very good service. You can put your fixed line number on it, and you'll get a 6 series number on your on it, and you can put it on your mobile phone. So call 1800 888 8888 to find out more. Yeah. Thank you very much for all of you who make time for this event. I hope you have gained a lot of knowledge and benefits out from this talk by Mark and myself. We hope to see you again back in business, good and healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.